Hey everyone, how you guys doing? So, as you read from the title of today's live stream, yes, and indeed, I did make a story about love and relationships on Google Docs. So I'll read it from Google Docs, and I'll just go to that page right now, and I will read it off. Hope you guys like it. If you do, give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon so you guys don't miss out on any of my live streams. And let's get started. Okay. So, here it goes. Once upon a time, there was this young woman named Ella who lived in a small village. She was a kind and caring person, but she was also very lonely. She had always dreamed of finding true love, but she had never met anyone who made her heart skip a beat. One day, Ella was walking through the forest when she saw a handsome young man sitting on a rock. He was reading a book, and he looked so peaceful and content. Ella was immediately drawn to him, and she sat down next to him. They started talking, and Ella quickly realized that she was just as kind and caring as she. Sorry. Ella realized that she was just as kind and caring as he was. Let me see if I can correct that. There you go. They talked for hours that day, and by the time they parted ways, she knew she was in love. The young man's name was William, and he lived in a nearby village. He was a farmer, and he worked hard to support his family. He was also a very talented musician, and he loved to play the guitar. Ella and William started dating, and they quickly fell in love. They spent every spare moment together, and they were inseparable, which means they were not even wanting to go apart. They wanted to stay together. They talked about their dreams for the future, and they made plans to get married and start a family. One day, William was working in the field when he was injured. He fell off a ladder and broke his leg. He was in a lot of pain, and he couldn't work. Ella was devastated. She stayed by his side day and night and took care of him. William was very grateful for Ella's love and support. He knew that he was lucky to have her in his life. He recovered from his injury, and they got married a few months later. Ella and William had a long and happy life together. They had 2 children, and they raised them with love and care. They were always there for each other through good times and bad. Ella and William's story is a reminder that true love does exist. It is a love that is based on kindness, caring, and respect. It is a love that lives a lifetime. Yeah, well, I think I made one a few days ago. But yeah, it has been a while. I'll tell you that for sure. It's kind of been, one of those things that I've had so much going on. So I can see in the chat right here. But yeah, welcome. And I do not mind sharing this because I will share this, but this story kind of goes to my boyfriend and I, and I'm not embarrassed to share this, so I'll just share this. And I will not give names because that's kind of giving out too much information. Anyways, and this story kind of relates back to me and my boyfriend because I was living my own life and such like that because and I had gone on to a plane trip before I met him, and the time that I got back from the trip, I had met him for the very first time, and I think 2020 or 2019 or one of those years. And we started, talking on Hangouts, and we weren't sure exactly where we're gonna meet because there was COVID going around, and his family got sick. And so I couldn't see him in October, of 2021. And so we had to move it to like November when everyone was like feeling better because, I did not want to catch it. So it was better to like move it to like a month ahead to November. And, I felt really nervous. Like I felt like I didn't know how it was going to be. I was a little unsure. Like I was like my feelings like deep down were like, I don't know. This is a little off, And and I exactly felt that way, far beyond anything. And and so we had our first hangout November 6th of 2021. And we stayed best friends until February 3rd of this year. And we started dating, kind of like what happened in that story that I was just saying about, and we have gone a long way. We've known each other for almost years, which actually pretty surprising because a lot of relationships out there that do not even last this long, and so, yeah, it's kind of something that you kind of have to be prepared for and hope for the best, I guess, like what some people say. And love is a true thing, but sometimes it does not last for very long. But luckily, for the 3 years, almost 3 years, it has gone really well. And I gotta tell you, sometimes there are days that I just want to cry sometimes, for like happy moments, and just to be thankful for as much as I have had with this relationship that I have with my boyfriend, and so sometimes I gotta think about more positive, instead of like just crying all the time, thinking it's like, oh, it's all bad, so, and it's really gotten really well, but, recently things have gotten a little iffy, but there's, having a break from a relationship is commonly good, just to, take a break and just to think about things and stuff like that. And normally it does get back together sometimes. And, I've known a lot of people out in this whole entire world, that have a break but never come back. It just really, really scares me. It kind of makes me kind of sad too. I burst into tears sometimes. And, that's normal. Sometimes you just have to cry, There's no other emotion is to just cry. And some of you guys might agree on that one too. But, I promise you, we've kind of talked back and forth on the phone. And but there was this one point, because like people just check in with each other sometimes, although sometimes they can't text really, during some of these points. But it is possible, and it's very likely, because I've seen some of the, talk and all that, and we will get back together, but there's a lot of stress going on right now, with, jobs and trying to figure things out in life. And, stress is a normal thing, especially in like a relationship. And, as the years go by, it'll probably get better, but sometimes we'll get kind of more stressful, like more than normal sometimes. And, that's always something that is like a normal thing as well. Because, you know what? As you get older, there's a lot more responsibilities than just, doing your own thing, being lazy, and just going around and like doing all sorts of stuff, you know, just having fun. You know, there's a lot more to adult life than just having fun, you know. I know there are some people out there that think, oh, well, adult life is this is that, you know, everything else, you know, and in adult life is just, you know, you're having fun. No, it's more than that. It's, you know, it's more serious. And, you know, for me, I've been trying to look for a job too, and no luck. But, you know, you might fail a few times, but that way you can learn your lesson. You know, positive things always come back to you and always do right things. So it's always right to remember that even if you fail one time, that does not mean you're completely done. That just means that, I mean, you messed up, you know? It you can always get back up again and do so many other positive things. And you know, and let me look up a quote here. You know, and I know that it's possible to be positive, but you really really have to mean it. And there's one quote here that I want to share. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage that to continue that counts. When you take risks, let's see if it can come up. Come on. My goodness. It's been really slow today. Oh yeah, when you take risks, you learn that there will be times when you succeed and there will be times when you fail, and both are equally important. Just keep in mind on that because that's totally true. You know, and sometimes people think also that, you know, that there are times when when they fall, they're like, I give up, I'm never trying again. Do not think that. Because even if you fall, you can always try again. You know, there's more times. You know, I mean, there could be like 5 times, 6 times, 7 times. You know, there's not just one time that you can, you know, fail. I mean, you know, kind of like a math subject, for example, you know, like say if someone, you know, solved this really, really hard problem and they were a little unsure if they were really going to be able to like, you know, to like do it. And they were like, how do I solve this? Is this even possible? You know, and someone says, yes, it is possible, but it takes a lot of learning and a lot of capability to do so. And you really need to be brave about it. You know, I mean, gotta tell you, there's a lot of people that might be nervous about a math question, you know, and might be thinking, oh, well, I can't do this. This is way too hard. I will not succeed in this, you know? But you know what? You just have to believe in yourself. And you have to know that you can do it. And you should write this down on paper. Every time you have like a test or an exam or ACT or a SAT or whatever you have to do, you need to write on paper, I can do it. And keep that as a reminder when you want to like just fail, you know? Keep that on a piece of paper saying, I can do this. And believe that you can, no matter how hard the problem may be. And what matters is this: being fearless of failure arms you to break the rules. In doing so, you may change the culture and just possibly, for a moment, change life itself. Sorry. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. So just remember that too, you know? And you know what? I mean, back when I was like 12 and 13, there's a lot of bad things that I did. I mean, everybody has their parts in life that are not, you know, too great, you know? Sometimes that can be the case. And you know what? To be honest, I did a lot of bad things when I was at those ages, a lot. like running away from home, sneaking out of the house, doing all sorts of stuff, and cussing and lying. But there was a lot of consequences to it. But know this, I learned my lesson. And you know what? People should learn their lesson anytime, any day. And, I had to come to realize that all those things were not right. I messed up big time. Even when I was 16 years old, I even did that kind of stuff too. And you know what? Sometimes mistakes do happen, and you might blur out a word that you did not really mean. And accidentally said it or something. But some people say things on purpose too. Just cussing on purpose. And I mean, even if you're mad, you don't have to cuss. I mean, there are a lot of times when a lot of people decide, oh, well, I just want to cuss because I just want to, and when they're mad and all that. But the thing about cussing is that it's a choice. It's a choice. No one is making you do it. It's a choice that you're making for yourself. And I thought I would just do that all the time when I was 12 and 13. And I got in big trouble. I thought that, cussing would get me out of trouble. And I thought cussing would just change things. But really, it didn't. It caused more worse things in my life than ever. And for a lot of people, cussing can be a really bad habit. And cussing has a lot of meanings to it, and which are not good. And I want to kind of say something here too. I looked this up on the internet, and I kind of want to share with you guys what is on here so you guys can understand. Accordingly, profanity is language used that is sometimes deemed rude, obscene, or culturally offensive. In certain religions, it contributes sin. It can show a debasement of someone or something, or be considered an expression of strong feeling towards something. Some words may also be used as intensifiers, if you know what I mean. It can be as a foolish attempt to look tough, which, well, a lot of people think that. But, well, it's just being stupid, and being foolish and not, and being disrespectful and all sorts of things. It can make you look like a fool, uneducated, and disrespectful. It can be tiresome to listen to. It doesn't allow for an expression of much insight, wit, intelligence, or empathy, And also I kind of want to share what it has on here, saying swearing can be considered bad for a number of reasons. And I want to read off the 5 reasons, okay? So offensive, swearing can be offensive to the person who receives it. Lack of class, swearing can be seen as a lack of class or caring about others. And lack of intelligence, swearing can indicate a lack of education or intelligence. And lack of vocabulary, which is a very important one to know. Swearing can be seen as a sign that the speaker lacks vocabulary, or another thing is just, it can just be really bad, and you know what? I mean, I've learned my lesson a long time ago not to do that again. And I've become this mature person that has made my life a whole lot easier on myself. I've done so many good things. I've been able to graduate high school with a decent GPA, with a 3-point something GPA. I've been able to graduate every single grade through school because I was smart. Although there were some people, out in the world that thought, oh no, she won't succeed. She's not going to be anything in life. But I proved them wrong. I was something in life. I put myself onto a chair and sat there. Basically from like about 7 a.m. to like 4 p.m. and worked hard and worked my butt off and did all I could. And I did so many good things. And better yet, like what I'm going back to what I said about I can do this part. You know what? I wrote that word down on a piece of paper. Some days, most days I didn't, but I did keep that piece of paper with me. And you know, when I fell on something that I did not understand, I looked at my paper and looked at it, and it said, I can do this. And I believed it. And I knew I could. And a lot of people looked at me strange, like, wait, really? You can really do it? I was like, yeah, I can. And I'll prove you wrong. And I graduated every grade because of that. I got everyone's help. Even my boyfriend helped me. Even my teachers, my parents, everyone helped me. And I knew I could do it, but I know it was really hard, but I got through all of it. You know? And success in life is a positive outcome, because you know that sometimes things can be a little edgy and a little rough in some places. You know, depending on exactly you know, what course we're working on, because I knew that I could do it. But, you know, let's just end this live stream and just say one important thing. And this is what I'm going to say here. When you fail, you can always get up. Do not think that you're a failure. Believe that you can believe what you achieve. Just know that. And write on a piece of paper whenever you have a moment when you're feeling down about something, or you're not sure if you're going to really pass a test. Go through your lessons and write down, I can do this. I know I can. I can believe I can. And do that as many times as you need. I don't care if it's 5 times on a piece of paper, you know, or 10 times. As many times as you need. Or as many times as you have to take like a test. Just know you can look at that piece of paper and just remind yourself, oh yeah, this is what I did. And yes, I can. You know, so you can just put like a positive outlook on like life. And so you can just, you know, remind yourself about that. You know? And just remember this quote. When you take risks, you learn that there will be times when you succeed, and there will be times when you fail. And both are equally important. And as a matter of fact, if you guys know who Ellen DeGeneres is from the Ellen Show, she said that. So believe what she said. Believe that there are positive things. Oh, hi, Alex. Oh, gosh. And so, you know, don't be like this person that just sits around doing nothing. You can always do something. You know, when you're bored, you can always read a book or something. Be educated. You know, read like world geography or science or math or something like that, to just know that there are times that, you know, you might be a little confused on a specific subject, you know, but know that you can be able to do anything in life. So that's it for this live stream. I know Alexander joined, and hi, but that's it for this live stream. If you guys like it, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon so you guys don't miss out on any of my live streams. And just keep in mind what I said, okay? So, I'll see you guys later. Take care, guys. Bye!